absolutely love my BMW M4. It is my favorite car that I've ever owned.
However, that doesn't mean it doesn't have some very weird problems.
First, let's talk about water. You see, we happen to have a BMW M4 F83 model. That means it's a convertible.
So if you look behind the door, you'll see how water is supposed to flow down into this area of the car, and that's all fine. It's supposed to flow there and then flow gracefully out from under the car. In practice, however, that's not the case. You see, BMW didn't put a drain hole in the shield under the car, just in the metal bodywork, and that means water just gets trapped and just sits there. And we aren't talking about a little bit of water. We're talking about a lot of water.
So much water, in fact, that when you stop quickly, you'll hear it slosh behind your head as it's trapped in these panels. It's honestly very odd the first time it happens.
The fix for this is unscrewing a few plastic screws that hold the shielding up under the car and then pulling that shielding back a bit.
Water will then start pouring out of the car, similar to me when I first heard the exhaust. I mean, it was a mess.
There is a permanent fix for this, and that is drilling a hole up through the shield and making sure that it, lines up with the hole in the bodywork, and then it will drain naturally. And we're going to be doing that. But until then, the fix is getting down there and unscrewing some screws and pulling that shielding back. Overall, though, this is just a weird problem of convertible M4s, and from what I've seen, it's in a lot of the convertible M4s that are out there. So, something to look for. See if yours has water trapped behind the doors.
The weird issues don't just stop there, though. A few days ago, I went to go get in the M4, and when I sat down, I noticed that the gauge cluster wasn't working. I thought, okay, well, I'll go ahead and start the car anyway, and when I did, nothing happened. The car started, but the gauge clusters were just dead. I had no speedometer, no fuel, no heat, no mileage, no nothing on the instrument cluster. It was just dead. I then started to test out other things. Does the radio work? It didn't. Did the Bluetooth work? It didn't. Did the speakers work at all? They didn't. The convertible top also was broken, but you could roll the windows down with the door, just not the convertible top. Check control also wouldn't show anything. And like I said, the top just wouldn't move at all. It was like the button didn't even exist or work.
This would have concerned me more if we didn't have that sweet bumper-to-bumper CarMax warranty, but luckily we do. So I went ahead, called them, set up an appointment, and kind of got things going. I was ready to get the car on the tow truck and off to service, but it started working again. It just randomly started where I went out, started the car, and it's working now all of a sudden. Convertible top's fine, Bluetooth's fixed, gauge clusters, guess what? Those are fixed too. Every single part of the car that was broken now works perfectly fine.
It's like nothing ever happened, and from what I've researched, this is most likely the software being out of date. We will be getting that updated, but until we do, the car runs fine now. It's like it never happened.
I think the best part of my 6 years of BMW ownership is that a lot of problems do just fix themselves. In fact, I had an old 428i that had the exact same issue or a very similar issue, and it also just fixed itself.
However, one problem that hasn't fixed itself is our front center speaker on the dash. It's blown. Luckily, the CarMax warranty has that covered, and a new one will be installed next week, but I have seen it's a common failure point for M4s over 50,000 miles. So if you're looking for one, be sure to play some bass-heavy music when you're kind of doing your inspection and check it out and make sure that speaker's not blown.
And you might be like, it's a cracked speaker, just turn off the radio. And that would be great, except BMW pumps engine noise through that front center speaker. Meaning when you're trying to have fun with the car, boost the revs, crack the exhaust, things like that, well, that speaker just cracks and pops itself as well as it's trying to pump out engine noise at higher RPMs. Honestly, that's the worst part of the speaker being blown for me. It's a constant reminder that there is a problem.
Now, I know all these issues are par for the course with M cars, and that's why we got that bumper-to-bumper CarMax warranty. The fact that CarMax will offer a warranty on a car like this for a relatively affordable price blows my mind. They do offer a warranty, though, on M4s like this, and that means people like me can take advantage of it. These are the quirks that you can expect from an M car. However, if you buy an M, you're probably a BMW enthusiast like me, and just look at all these different weird quirks and problems and think, well, the car's just making sure I still love it.
So those are all of the weird problems that we've had so far with our M4. However, for those of you who are out there and have BMWs, the rear license plate mounts are notoriously bad at getting rust and making it hard to mount a license plate. Ours has this issue. Luckily, you can get a full mounting kit on Amazon for like $10. We'll throw an affiliate link in the description down below if you do want to get that. we're going to be getting one and putting it on this car, for example. They work great. I've done it on BMWs in the past. It's a simple little fix that can kind of add a little bit of quality of life to your BMW.
Nevertheless, thanks for watching. Those are all the current little problems we've had with the BMW M4. Overall, we love the car, and if you want to see more videos with the BMW M4, the Aston Martin, 2 Range Rovers, or the Rolls Royce, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for that awesome content.